There is nothing you are going to get on a platter, provided that we are still living on earth. Hello, my wonderful people. My name is Joshua Esiaba, and you're welcome to our dear channel, the Book of Days, where we bring you inspirational teachings and things that will advance the cause of your destiny on earth. Today, I welcome you to yet another edition of our live program. And as usual, I promise not to take very much of your time. We're just going to spend like 30 to 40 minutes here, 40 minutes max, and we're done with this program. It's going to be interactive because I am going to be entertaining some questions on the comment section. So if you join us, you just say hi so we can acknowledge your presence, as it has been our tradition to welcome people to our program before we delve into the real course of action. So today we are going to be discussing about pain being the price of progress. The price of progress is pain. What is pain? What is progress? And what is price? So these three words are going to help us to understand this topic and what it is all about. What is price? What is pain? And what is progress? Progress could also be said to be success, you know. Success, it can be growth, it can be breakthrough, or however you want to quantify it. But for the purpose of this discussion, we're going to use progress for better understanding and simplicity. Now, what is pain? Pain is something, the effect of something that you feel when you are going through a process. The adverse effect of a process on you. That is pain. Being stretched beyond limit. That is when you feel pain. Pain is something that is unbearable, that makes the physical body to be so discomforted, that puts you in a situation of discomfort. That is pain. When you feel pain, your body is saying, no, 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 I can't take it. When you feel pain, your mind, your mental ability cannot handle the pressure. Pain comes in form of pressure. It comes in form of discomfort. It comes in many ways. So pain is the adverse effect of a particular process on your body. When you are engaged or involved in physical fitness, you want to push beyond measure, you want to grow your muscle, you want to grow your core, you want to become stronger, you are training to lose fat or whatever, you have to go through a certain level of pain in the gym to get the results that you want. So pain becomes the pressure upon you. Pain becomes a situation where you feel discomfort in your body, in any part of your body. That becomes pain. There are many things that could happen to us today and we feel pain. Pain is not only physical, pain is mental, pain is emotional. You can feel pain in your heart because of a situation. You feel that pressure. You feel loneliness. You feel like, you are depressed. That is pain. So, pain is anything that puts you in a situation of discomfort. That is a simple definition of pain. Noah, how are you doing? Thank you for joining. Patrick, thank you for joining. When you join us, you just say hi, and we're able to acknowledge your presence in our live program. We're talking about pain being the price of progress. Pain is the price of progress. And first of all, we're taking a look at what is pain, what is price, and what is progress. And from there, we have a better clarity on the topic under discourse. Like we said, pain is a situation, or pain is anything that puts you into a place of discomfort. It could be physical, it could be emotional, mental. Trauma is pain, loneliness is pain, depression is pain. There are many symptoms of pain. You could have pain in a particular part of your body, especially when you are training for something, right? To those who go to the gym to either burn their belly fat, you go to the gym to gain muscles, you go to the gym to train on your core to become stronger. You go through certain level of pain right there just to get to where you are going to. So pain becomes a situation. It becomes a point where your body is subjected to a certain amount of discomfort. Welcome, my friend Fortune. Thank you very much for being here, Fortunifying. Mohana Mahad, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Hi. We're talking about pain being the price of progress. The price of progress is pain. We just want to have a little discussion on this. Like I promised, not going to take much of your time. So, for a better understanding or clarity of what this topic is all about, we are defining what pain is, we're defining what price is, and we're defining what progress is. Progress could be success, it could be growth, it could be breakthrough. So I'm trying to let us know that anything that puts us to um, a position, that puts us in a position of discomfort becomes pain. It could be physical, it could be emotional, it could be mental. When you lose a loved one, pain goes straight to your heart. You can't bear the absence. It weighs you down. Some people go into depression. You know, some people could not function physically because they are going through pain. They are thrown into a situation of discomfort, you know, and a situation of confusion. That is what pain does to our body. When you are working out in the gym for for belly fat, you're working out in the gym to grow muscles, you push yourself beyond limit. Pain is a situation where your body is telling you no. Your brain is telling you, no, I cannot handle this. I cannot handle this. This is so much for me. Pain is a situation of pressure. That is what it is, right? That is what pain is. Now, what is a price? We all go to the market. We all go to the market, and when we get to the market or to the grocery store, as the case may be, there is a price tag on every commodity. And price, what a price defines is the value of that commodity. Price is not just there for the money, it's not just what you see as the price. For example, if the price of two oranges is $2, 2 naira, or whatever it is in your currency, that is not what is targeted at. What that price is showing you is the value of that orange which you have come to buy. So, whatever thing that you want to get in life, there's a price tag to it. I'm just using a market scenario for you. Then you want to go to other things, other aspect of life, the other areas of life. You want to pursue a certain career, a profession. There is a price tag. because there is a certain process you have to go through. That is the price you are paying to get into that profession. That is the price you're paying to get certified for that particular program. If you want to become a doctor, you have to go to school and you have to keep researching. You have to be certified as a doctor after going through numerous exams, internal and external, defense, researches, projects, presentations, before you are certified a doctor. That processes, those exams, schools, academic activities, that is the prize. That is the prize. There is nothing that is on earth, especially, let me just make you understand this. If you want to be where others are not, you have to sacrifice something. You have to sacrifice. A price could be a sacrifice. You have to pay something. It doesn't have to be money. You can pay with your time. You can pay with your energy. You can pay with your presence. You can pay with your intellect. We pay in many ways to get what we want to get. But for the purpose of this discussion, we're looking at success. We're looking at progress as a target here. Progress could mean so many things to many people at different times. What I see as progress might not be what you perceive as progress. What I see as breakthrough, what I see as a win, might not be a win to you. It might be so little to you, why it might be so big to other people. Pranksters, how are you doing? Say, are you the main actor from the backroom movie? No, I'm not, brother. I am not. How are you doing today? I hope all is well. Um, it's Misty GD. Say, Joe, can we talk? Of course we can talk after the program, but for now, let's interact based on the topic under discourse. The price of progress is pain. That is what we're discussing. The price of progress is pain. And we started by defining what pain is, what price is. Now we're talking about what a progress is. Progress could simply be defined as moving from one level to another level in a positive order, in a progressive order, moving from one step to another. That is progress. Now, progress could be small, it could be big. And progress is perceived differently by different people. Just like I said, what might be progress to you might not be progress to me. What I might see as breakthrough, as growth, might not be growth to you. It depends on the people and it depends on the situation. There is nothing that you do on earth that does not have a price tag. Something has to give. Do not be deceived. God will do his part. You will do your part as human being. Processes have been set. Procedures have been set for certain things, and you cannot alter it. You cannot alter it. It's just like if you want to have a baby, you have to look for a woman as a man. That is it. Or you go to the hospital and go through the medical assisted program. But a man and a woman properties must have to come together to form a baby. Something has to give. If you want to become a graduate, you will have to get admission, go through the classes, pass your exams, and get certified as a graduate. There is no two ways about it. That is the price you have to pay. And when you are going through this process, you are absorbing pain. You are absorbing a certain level of discomfort. Because while you are in class learning, other people are elsewhere having their merriment, enjoying their lives. People who are not pursuing a degree are somewhere enjoying their life. They don't have that price to pay to be in the class. You are the one who have decided not to enjoy your life, and you have opted to be in the class to learn in order to become a graduate. That becomes the price you are paying, and that becomes the pain. The days you will have to go to school under the rain, under the sun, the days you will have to mix your box, the days you will have to probably walk from one department to another, going for lectures, the days you will have to sit for hours on a computer, taking online courses, those are the pain, the prices you are paying to become a graduate. There is nothing on earth that you want to achieve that does not have a price tag. Nothing. Nothing. If you want success, then you should embrace pain. If you want progress, you have to embrace pain. It is the price you have to pay. And when we say pain, you should understand that it is discomfort that we're talking about. It is discomfort. It doesn't really have to be physical. It doesn't really have to be physical pain. It is discomfort. That is a better word for it. Something must have to give if you want progress. If you want to become a presenter, someone who is very outspoken, right? You have to go through the, process of researches, process of coaching, process of, getting comfortable and confident talking in the public. Probably you were an introvert, someone who is not that social, but you admire, those who do public speaking. You admire those who are confident in the public, being around people, expressing themselves to the fullest, maximizing their potentials. You admire them and you want to become like them. The pain you have to pay, the sacrifice you have to pay in form of pain is, you know, killing, suppressing the fear, being nervous in front of the crowd, becoming social, mingling with people, trying to make sense in front of more than 10 persons. That is the pain. That is the discomfort. You are not used to this. Your body is not used to this. Your brain is not used to this. But now you are trying to recondition your brain to a certain pattern to suit your pursuit, to suit your goal, your target. That is the pain. Do you know our brain is configured in such a way that it doesn't want any discomfort? The pain we feel in our body is being registered in the brain. It is the brain that tells the body, I cannot do this, I cannot do that. It is not your body. If your brain doesn't feel it, your body will not feel it. If your brain doesn't feel threatening discomfort, your body will not feel any discomfort. It's your brain. So that's where every discomfort emanates. And that is the price we pay for things. There are many examples. There are many examples. You want to travel, you have to go through the process of getting a visa. Depending on the type of visa that you seek, You have to go through the process. Sometimes you have to go for interviews at embassies, right? Sometimes you have to write your English exams. You have to get the result and it has to be really good. Above 80%, I guess. You have to leave your country, your comfort zone, where you have your parents, your family, siblings, and you move to another country to start a life. That is the price you pay for progress. You want to be where others are not? There is a price for it. As simple as that. You want to have what others don't have? There is a price for it. Not a blood price, but the price of discomfort, the price of resilience, the price of determination, the price of never giving up spirit, the price of I can do all things through God who strengthens me, the price of I can compete, I can have that, I am made for more. There is a price for it. And that is the discomfort your body feel while going through the process. If you want to be successful, failure is involved. Do you know that? Failure is involved. Sometimes you pay the price of failure before you can become successful. Some businessmen, most businessmen will tell you that they failed a couple of times before they got to where they are currently. They failed a couple of times. Money gone, time gone, strength, energy, effort gone down to the drain. They borrowed and borrowed and borrowed before they were able to establish a business. Failure, part of the price for progress. Pain is the price for progress. The price for progress is pain. No two ways about it. So we have to understand this. And when you are going through the process, understand that it's only normal that you're feeling discomfort, that you're feeling pain. And why you are going through that, understand that, yeah, you are getting a positive feedback towards your goal, towards your target. If you embark on a process and you don't feel discomfort, you don't feel pain, everything feels normal, then you know that you're headed to failure. Then you know you are headed to failure. That is what it is. Kamlesh Kumar, how are you doing? Hi, brother. Can I get your Instagram? I'm not on Instagram. I'm so sorry, bro. I'm not on Instagram. I am not on Instagram. I don't know how that works, you know. Um, Instagram kind of looks a little bit complicated for me. I don't know what people do there. I think most of the things I see there is just people trying to market products and all of that. If you have embarked on a process, you are pursuing a goal and a target, and your body don't feel discomfort, then you are not headed to the right place. Then you're headed to failure. You have to feel a certain level of discomfort. That is what it is. The price for progress is pain. Don't cry too much. When it's happening to you, know that you're on the right course, you're on the right path, and you're going to be victorious. Even if you fail, you have to start again because failure is part of the pain, the price for progress. You could fail a couple of times before you achieve what you have intended to achieve, what you had intended to achieve. Being successful, achieving progress, achieving growth is not easy. It comes with lots of challenges. It comes with lots of challenges. It comes with lots of pain, of discomfort. You could feel lonely in the pursuit of your vision, in the pursuit of your destiny. Many people might not understand you. Many people might doubt you. Many people might, try to discourage you. But you have to believe in what you are pursuing because there is a price tag for everything. If you want to be where others are not, if you want to get what others don't have, you have to subject yourself to a certain level of discomfort. Pain comes with it. And that is the sacrifice, that is the price you pay for progress. Nothing grows in a comfort area, but everything grows through discomfort. When you plant a seed, it first of all try to establish its roots downwards, right in the soil. You might not know what is happening. In the dark, right in the soil, the seed, first of all, try to monster the energy, the strength in few days. When you plant a seed today, 2, 3 days, you might notice nothing. Then in the fourth, fifth day, you see that that seed is trying to establish its presence downwards in the soil. It's trying to put its roots down. That is to have a foundation, right? It is going through pressure, it is going through stress, it is going through discomfort. And when it has become comfortable in the soil, by the time the root has been established, you see that seed try to germinate, germinate, bring forth its flowers above the earth to show you that I am coming, to show you that I'm still alive. There's a lot to learn from a seed being sown from the time you put it in the soil and cover the earth to the time it tries to establish its roots downward into the soil and the time it begins to sprout its flowers above the earth. That's big lesson, and that is how life is. There will be a moment in your life when you are trying to develop, when you are trying to grow, when you are trying to achieve some success, some targets, some goals. There will be a moment in your life when things feel so hard. Everything works against you. The planter throws the seed right in the soil and forget it for days. The seed is right there, struggling, soaked with water, with heat in the soil, with all of that environmental factors. The seed is subjected under pressure. But in that condition, it knows that it has to pull down its roots downward in the soil before it can bring forth the flowers above the earth. That is the price for progress. The seed knows if I have to progress, then I need to fight my dark moment. I need to fight, I need to be strong to go through this process of putting down my roots and sprouting up my flowers above the earth. That is what happens in our life. Many of us today are going through difficult times. We are going through difficult moments, and you're beginning to feel discouraged. You're beginning to feel lonely. You're beginning to feel like you are not in the right course. You're beginning to feel like you should drop your target. You should drop your plans. It's not achievable. Let me tell you, you are in your building era. You are in the era of putting down the root which forms your foundation, and you are in the era of sprouting up the flower above the earth to receive some sunshine, which will in turn make you blossom and bear good fruits. The price for progress is pain. The price for success is pain. Thank you very much. See you.